I've already checked all of the humps and all the shoals. I'm not finding anything, okay? And I'm so frustrated. I've decided that I'm gonna go into the bays and just try to pick them off one by one. And here's the other unique thing that we got going on. Absolutely slick conditions. We've had no wind for a week. That is very strange for this area. So we're coming out of August. We've still got fishing tournaments going on, right? It's the end of September, and we're on our second month of solid fishing tournaments. So the fishing pressure is off the hook, okay? You got slick, calm conditions. You got that temperature change where they're feeling kind of funky, okay? Now in the spring, you come into a situation like this in your sight fishing, you can throw a bait and they'll go and get it, whether they see the boat or not, you know, because they just, it's almost like hunting that early bow season. The deer don't know that it's hunting season yet, you know, so they're not as skittish. This time of the year, it's a totally different story. They know exactly what it means when there's a boat in the area. It means trouble. So once they see your boat, you got the slick, calm conditions, heavy fishing pressure, feeling odd because of the temperature, and then they're not going to chase a bait, because normally this time of year I'd be throwing a swim bait. But because they're not doing anything and they're on edge and they're feeling kind of funky, I'm using a drop shot actually. You got to turn your electronics off. You got to get on the front of the boat with your polarized glasses. You got to have your pole in hand, all baited up, and you're scanning. All right, and as soon as you see a black dot, don't take your eye off it. I ran into a pack of them, man. There was like 5 of them, and just in the middle of nowhere. You know, you gotta be patient. You're gonna go long periods of time where you're not gonna see anything, and then all of a sudden, bammo. So it's hunting. It's hunting. You're sniping them down. He's a 3-pounder, so he's gonna work. He's close to 3. We have a tendency to want to be twitching our baits every 2 seconds, right? And this situation, you can't do that because they're on edge too much. Again, the water, the temperature change, the fishing pressure. So and they see the boat. If I'm dancing that thing around too much, all those factors compounded together, it's just too much, and they won't bite. They will not bite anything. So just leave that thing there and be patient. He's a nice one, man. Look at the size of that bugger, man. Beautiful. Look at the fall transition, 80 degrees. So that drastic temperature change, I saw the water temperatures go from 75 in August to 65 in the beginning of September, and then right back up to 75 degrees again. Now, that is a dynamic change for a bass, and it kind of makes them feel like the same way that we feel when we have an altitude change. You feel kind of fluey. You feel like you kind of lost your appetite. You don't feel like doing anything. There's another nice one. Probably a 4.5. Beautiful. Fall transition is a season, so it has a period of time when it kicks in. Okay, so I know that happened at the beginning of September. It's kind of like the rut. So the rut happens during a certain period of time. Now the conditions can affect the rut, okay? So if we have some really cold nights or a couple of cold days right before the rut, I mean, it's going to kick it in hard, okay? But that season is still going to start at a certain time of the year. Decent one, man. I like him. Just saw one under the corner of my eye. I threw it way ahead of him. There he is. Got a little chop on the water now, so that helps a little bit. Super skittish, man. Yes. There we go. Just roaming around, right? That's a solid 4.5, pushing 5. What kind of baits can you use on your drop shot? Well, I mean, obviously a paddle tail, any kind of a fluke or something. I mean, you can use that, to be honest with you. That's been used up here all summer long. You can see it on the Bassmasters and the MLF. They were all using a minnow looking bait. I would suggest, I like to try to show them something different, especially when the bite is super tough like it is now. So like a little 4-inch or 3-inch worm, hooked wacky style on your drop shot. I've even thrown the top part of a craw on there. That'll do it. But again, sometimes it's just your presentation, like I'm saying, not twitching it all the time. Just let that drop shot just sit there. Now on the St. Lawrence River, it's really not a big deal because the current gives you all the action that you really need. I'm wondering if you're like me, and you believe that there's a God, but you just don't know much about him. Why? Well, I'm not much of a reader, so I haven't read the Bible. I don't go to church either because I don't feel like I fit in there. You see, my vision of a churchgoer is a little old lady about 83 years old with a cardigan sweater on and cat eye glasses. She gets up in the morning and reads her Bible, says her prayers, and takes a nap, gets up, makes a big pot of soup, and then reads her Bible, says her prayers, and goes to bed by 4 o'clock. You see, I can't relate to somebody like that, and I don't feel like she can relate to me. But you see, church isn't like that anymore. Church is a place that's full of sinners, and some of them are self-proclaimed. If you can relate to what I'm saying, or if it describes you in any kind of way, I'd like to invite you to check out my other YouTube channel. It's called Ditch Ministry. And And there you're going to find some videos that are anywhere from 5 minutes long to 10 minutes long. And they talk about who God is and what He expects from us in a very simple way. There's a video at the end here. Why don't you click on it? Check it out.